What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? How is everybody doing? Yeah. Where's my chat though? It's not working here.
The chat is supposed to be working. Check. Go down. Okay, let me stand this up. Yo. I'll catch you. You're not coming in tomorrow, obviously. I'll catch you on Monday. Sure.
Nice?
You're nice.
Easy.
Easy, bro. Yeah, just start with the stream, bro. While I'm trying to fix the chat.
There we go. How's everybody doing? Yeah, we're good. Here it is.
Okay, I'm trying to.
Oh, minimize it.
Uh-oh. No, what I'm doing now.
How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? What's good? What's good? What's good? There we go. We're good.
But I wanted you to minimize it so that you.
How do we?
Let's see. Okay, let's try. Let me try again. Where's the theme? Okay.
Yeah, and then pull that side. Yeah, and then just do this.
That's fine for now. Okay.
No, so.
It's just that it is flipping the other side. For now, just go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Let's
We'll
just.
figure it out. Just click there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Not just do it again.
Yeah. What's up, guys? What's up? So, what do we do? What's the first thing we do, guys? What's the first thing we do when we come here? We do the fire emojis. That's what we do. We like, we subscribe, we share, we do all of that good stuff before you get some good stuff, you know? This isn't my chart. You are right. We're going to get into mine. We're going to get mine right now. How do we get out of this thing? Nope. Where do we go? Okay, where do we go? How do we? Okay, wait, how do we go out of this? I don't want to go back. I don't want to go here. I want to leave this. Settings. Top left. There's nothing here. Top left, where? Where?
Wait,
guys. Let's help me here. Where do I go? I want to get out of this. I want to put my own in. Top left, little blue icon. Aha. Sign the hell out of this one. Okay, alright. Sign in with a browser. Grant access. Open trading view. No, we don't want this one. Grant access. Open with trading view. Cancel. Hold on. No, but this is not mine. This is not mine. So here, sign out. Okay. Sign in. Let's go. Grant access. Huh? But it's not giving me my account, guys. How do... Oh, my word. I don't want to use this account. I really don't want to use it. I want to use my account. Like, why won't it let me sign in? Bro, these people just need to buy the package. Like, why are they not buying the package? Like, look at this. Like, if you go... How much is the package? Like, let's see. I logged out. When it logs me in, it logs me into this original one. Let's say upgrade. Essential. Plus. Premium. See? Look at that. Per month. Right? Buy. Ultimate. Buy now. I'm on premium. And that's good enough. Like. 8. Let's just leave it. We'll do it another time. Okay, so remember what we do. We always do a top-down analysis, right? Let's look at what happened over here. So obviously we've got a sweeping of that 4-hour candle. You can see it there, right? So like I said, you know, there's the manipulation and now we're looking for a distribution. So obviously we're looking for pricing to these highs, right? So this is what I am looking for right now. Okay, so okay, we get it. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at now, right? This high, since this low has been swept, right? So let's go to the 1 hour and see some alignments happening here. Yep. Okay, so we can see that we've swept that low. Now, what is pushing, what can possibly push price lower? This level, right? This level, this order block. These are levels that price could be pushed away from. So, okay, so I'm going to go to a 50-minute time frame, and what am I going to look for? I'm going to look for so I've got this little fair value gap sitting over here, right? Okay, it's not even a fair value gap, I'm lying, guys. We've got this order block sitting over here. So perhaps a rejection from this order block to come in, right? Now, I'm still looking at this being my level to enter, right? Because we've already got a test on that level. So that was the first test, and price took off, right? So I'm waiting for price to drop and come back into that level to then push price higher. So let's see if we can get that, right? Let's see if we can get that. So I'm still in my trade from yesterday, guys. I'm still in that damn trade. I didn't what's the word I want to use here? I didn't get out. Right? I didn't get out because I just knew that price was going to take off, man. It was as simple as that. So here it is here. And as you can see, we're about at 170,000 now. So confirmation will come on a 5-minute time frame, guys. Let's wait for that 5-minute candle. You know how we love the 5-minute candle, especially for direction. I love it. So if we get direction to the downside, then I know where I'm coming to look for entries on the downside. And if it breaks to the upside, then we're just obviously going to continue going higher. So yeah, so obviously the accumulation is going to be buying pressure. So we obviously swept, like I said, that liquidity over here, right? We swept that liquidity. Now you can clearly see that we've got these equal highs. Yeah. Okay. Is it? Okay, perfect. So you can clearly see that we've got these equal highs here, guys. Now, what is this telling you? Right? This is telling you liquidity. It's telling you what? Early sellers, right? Early sellers, we want to manipulate them, right? We want to get them out of the market. Okay? However, though, if we look carefully, you can clearly see how price has been using these rejection blocks to push itself higher. So price is very much bullish. Okay. Laugh out loud showing demo account. Shem. Demo account, ne? Shem. So you think we trade with demo accounts? Shem. Shem, my boy. Shem. You think this 3 million rand is sitting here as a demo account? Shum. So you think this trading history is a demo account? So you think the 10 million inside there is a demo? Shum. Shum. But Nostroyus, man. Nostroyus. It's a demo account, Nostroyus. I know, I love the boys. You know, I love how they challenge me. I love it. I love it. I love it. Shum. I love it. I love it. I'm the biggest withdrawer on space markets. And I guess that was also demo. I love it. Love it. I'm a demo trader. Love it. There will always be Karens. Facts. 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 Oh, there's my candle. There we go. There we go, baby. There we go. Let's remove all of this. Here we go, baby. It's about to go down. 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 Oh, this 5-minute candle's doing the most. It's about to go down. That's the weirdest part. They want to hate, but they're here to learn. They're here to... Hey, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Let's take the low. We didn't take the high, so we'll take the low. And then see something. Oh no, that's the one thing I love being challenged, because then like I'll help you get your foot out your mouth. I love it. I love helping people get their foot out their mouth. Love it. I can even do one better for you. Where's that guy? I'll do one better for him. Your mentor can't even do this, but I got you. I got you. Since we've got time here, I got you. So we're going to go into space markets. We're going to go into the dashboard. We're going to go into login. So we're going to sign into the account. Put my email. Put my fingerprint. Signing in. Got it. Let's go to withdrawals. Let's push this to 20. See that? See that? See that? This is what you actually call withdrawals, people. See? These are withdrawals. See? Withdrawals that have been done. Done. These are real withdrawals. Real withdrawals. See? See this one. This is the biggest space market's ever seen. Let me show it to you. Where is it? Here it is. See that one there? 1.4 million. Can you see it? It's the biggest space has seen. Anyway, back to demo trading. Let's go! By the way, I love demo trading. I love it. It is so fun. Okay, 1 minute time frame. Looking for direction. Remember, this low, this high. We're looking for direction. Where do you think price is going to go? I have a feeling price would take the downside. I want price to take the downside because I want this to be a consolidation a manipulation and then I want our distribution to take place before a continuation to go higher. So yeah, let's see what happens. Ah, they're breaking out. They want to break out. They want to break out. Okay. Okay, we see you. We see you. Guys, if they break out, you take an entry here. That's going to be our entry. I mean, the stop. This is crazy. If they break out, this is it, guys. Ach, they're not breaking out. If they break out, if they break out, it would have been entry, stop, 3 to 1. Okay, they broke out. They've broken out. Entry. Entry at this level, guys. We're not here to give people attention, guys. We're here to learn. We're here to take some trades. We're here to make some money. Do not go back into the range. There we go. Stay out. Stay out. There we go. There we go, baby. To the OB. I mean, I do see this fair value gap over here. Small, but deadly. Probably still come into that order block. But let's see. Because we do have this massive rejection block. You can see our price used this level to push lower. So price perhaps using this level to push lower. But let's see what happens. So, ooh, let's see. So you don't just enter, guys. We need confirmation. So we want to see a candle come in and another candle break out of that candle. That's your entry. And we have a 3-to-1 risk to reward. That's beautiful. Take that away. Okay, there we go. So let's see what happens. Did anyone get in? Not yet. Not yet. We're waiting. We're vetting. So someone's asking, so how do we identify a continuation? So it's really simple. A continuation is when price breaks above a previous low. So if we look over here, price has violated that 5-minute candlestick, right? Right? So obviously price went up, came down, broke. Came down, we're waiting for what? A break. So these are continuations. So as long as price continues to break above these levels, then we continue to have a continuation. However, though, in regards to candles, in regards to candlesticks, it's more a situation like this. So take this as a candlestick. Right? So let's take this as a candlestick. So let's say that's a candlestick that just came down into some kind of fair value gap or whatever the case is, right? I want to see the next candlestick break above the body, not the wick, just the body. So something like that. So what this is showing me is this is showing me momentum. Okay, that's showing me momentum. So once we break above this, think of it as a breaking of structure, a changing of the characteristics of the market, and price is obviously looking to go bullish because where does the next candlestick start from, right? So the next candlestick would obviously start from up here, which would then give you a what? Continuation. So say this is the black candle. This is then a green candle, and that's a continuation of the green candle. Make sense? If it breaks above the wick, that's also fine. But it doesn't have to. Because remember now, think about it like this. If we, right, if we look at protected highs and protected lows, then this would be a protected low because obviously price what? Remove yourself. Okay. right? So that would be a protected low, and this would then also be a protected low. Why? Because this low is protected because this candle protects it by how? Taking out the high, right? And then this low is now protected because this candle protects it by doing what? Taking out the high. So this is why structure is so important. So we take out the high, meaning that the low of each candle is then protected. Make sense? So, yeah. So remember that if this was a black candle, so let's just do this quickly. So this is a black candle. Hold on, wait. Okay, so this is a black candle, and then this is a green candle, right? So let's make that green. Okay, so that's a green candle, right? And this, just make the outside, I think the outer layer black, no, green, black. Okay, so there's your candle, right? So if that's your candle, then it means that this candle is also bullish. So what you must always take into consideration is how these candles, right, continue to show you momentum. Okay, so like I said, so as long as price continues to break above these highs, price can't come lower. So we wouldn't be able to get price coming into this level because these lows continue to get protected. I don't know if I'm making sense. Am I making sense? So, quick example, right? This is like an order block. Price came down from, right? Think about it like structure, right? So, if we look at structure, price comes from a low to a high. It then puts in a low into a high, but because this high can't take out this high, we take out the low that put in this high. Are you with me? Now, same thing goes for this, right? Why did we take out this? Why did we take out this low? Because this high couldn't take out this high. Okay, and this is how structure works, right? So because this is the high, right? This is the high that started this down move, that pushed price higher, right? So every time a high or a low is not able to hold, we violate that level. Okay. So once that starts to make sense to you, structure starts to make sense to you. Candlestick starts to make sense to you because it's really all down to one thing, right? What is the chart telling me? So let me give you that example again, right? So here we are. This candlestick comes in, right? So this is the black candlestick, right? It comes in, right? And then the green candlestick breaks above that level as a continuation, right? And then because it breaks above that level, right? This candlestick obviously came down, went up and left a wick, and there was bullish momentum to the upside. So the next candlestick would obviously open where this one closed. Right? So price does what? Price shows you this momentum to do what? Buy. Right? And then once we break above this level, it is then a continuation to go higher. So where does the next candlestick start? At that level. So let me show it to you quickly on a 1 minute time frame. So let's look at this, right? So this candlestick is going to close roughly in 6 seconds, and this is where we're going to close off from. So watch where the next candlestick opens from. That level. Okay. Comes in, comes down, which means that the next candlestick would open up from, so obviously in 42 seconds, you would then know where price is going to open up from. So it's over here. So right now it's over here. So where is price most likely to go to? Well, price wants to obviously run this liquidity over here. There's liquidity sitting at this level over here that we could then potentially run to. Okay, so this candlestick goes all the way up, which means that the next candlestick is going to open up from where? Here. So the next candlestick is going to open up from here. So there it is. That's where it closed. This is where it's going to open up from. Manipulate into that level and then come for this low. Okay, so as I said, there's a manipulation and then a distribution. Okay, we're always going to manipulate roughly 50% of the body as an entry. Okay, so what happened over here? So this candlestick is now broken above this level, which tells me one thing, that when this candlestick opens up now, it's going to come for this high. And there we go. Okay, takes the high. And where does the next candlestick open from? Right over there. Okay, that's where the next candlestick opens from. Okay. Okay, that's a confirmation, right? This is a confirmation that these lows are going to hold. So already I know that price can't come down to this level. It can only go higher. Are you with me? See, price can't come lower than this level. So where this level starts from will be over here, where it closes at. And we can only do one thing. We can't go lower, so we can only go higher. So what does price do? Price opens up over here, manipulates into the body. So you'll see there's a manipulation, right? And then price does what? Goes higher. So what are we going to target? We're going to target this candlestick. Okay. We can still take this low. We can still take this low. However, though, these lows are protected. Okay. Now this is just candlesticks, right? This is not highs and lows. It's just a candlestick. But a candlestick is protected when the other candlestick breaks above it. Okay. So even though price could come take this low, right? As you see, See, price takes the low, right? But this low is protected unless price breaks below this level. So when price breaks below this level, this low is no longer protected. So you can see price doesn't break up, right? But that's equal lows. We don't really look at it as equal lows. Yeah, it works on high time frames. It works on everything, right? So obviously, because those lows are protected, price can only go one way. Okay, price can only go one direction, and that is where? Higher. Okay, so we're going to look at potential buys on that, right? That liquidity, and then obviously this buy side liquidity up here. All right, so no. So as you can see, right, this candlestick failed to do what? Take out this candlestick's high. So we're most likely to have a manipulation to the downside. Okay. Like I said, okay, most likely to have a manipulation to the downside, right? But because this low is protected, right? Because this low is protected, watch what happens. See what happens? Price takes the low, right? Because you must understand that this candlestick was protected, right? This low was protected, right? Until this candlestick got violated. So the minute this candlestick got violated to the downside, and I talked about the body, I didn't talk about the wick, right? The minute this candlestick got violated to the downside, this was no longer protected. Okay, so back to where we're going to enter, right? We're still going to enter on that fair value gap over here. I still believe price is going to come to this level. It's just a matter of time. But that is how you can differentiate where price is going to go to, where price could be going to next. All right. So it's a simple way of directing price in general, right? So yeah, so the reason, so I'll go over it again, right? So the reason it got violated was because, understand this, right? So this candlestick puts in a high, right? And this candlestick puts in a high that is higher than this, right? But the minute this candlestick gets violated, they take this low. See, that's how this works, right? So the minute the candlestick that put in the high, right? The minute the candlestick that put in the high, right? So this was the high. So if we're going to look at structure, right? Look at it like this. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Okay. Start understanding structure. Okay. Okay, so low to a high, low to a high, low to a high, low to a high, right? Low to a high. Okay, so we've taken that low. Okay, if you look carefully, we've taken this low. Ever so slightly, but we did take it. Okay, and now, like I said, high to a low. Okay, it's just, it's really easy to do this, guys. It's not difficult. It's not rocket science either. Yeah. So the only thing, so if price is going to continue going lower, something's going to stop it, right? So every time you see something like this, it's going to stop price. It's going to give price a hard time, right? Because there was what? There was buying momentum at this level. There were buyers at this level. So who says the buyers left? The buyers didn't leave. They're still sitting at that level. Okay? They're still sitting at that level. The question is, are the sellers strong enough to take on the buyers? Okay? So let's just look at structure once again, right? So we came from a low to a high, a low to a high, low, high. Okay, so that was a violation. Now, why was there a violation? Okay, there was a violation, right? There was a violation because we can see how price is going lower and lower, which is continuing to destroy these lows that are supposed to be protected, right? And once we have no defense at these lows, they will take this low, and they will take this low, and they're finally coming into our level. Now, this is why I said we're going to enter here. Okay, we're going to enter here. Okay, this is where we're entering. Okay, so I hope everybody entered. That was the original entry that we were going with. Okay, so everybody entered. Okay, and that is your 3 to 1 risk to reward, but we must have confirmation. Okay, that's a 3 to 1 right up there. There we go. Okay, confirmation will be when price can break above this level, which we didn't get. Okay, yeah, there's your confirmation. Your confirmation will be when price breaks above this candle. Okay, once price breaks above that level, there we go. Okay, you want to see this candle break above it. Already entered up $90. All right, nice. There was no confirmation though to enter, but anyway, that's fine. Okay, so once we get confirmation, right, we're gonna enter at 50% of that confirmation candle. All right, so there we go. That's confirmation, perfect confirmation. Okay. Yo. What's up?
Yo. What's happening, my G? Oh, did you say that?
Yeah.
Nice.
You nice? You good? What's happening? You good?
I'm good, man.
What's happening? They're not giving me confirmation. I see them. They want to go higher though, but they're not giving me confirmation. See, I need that candle to close for more confirmation.
Did you take the trade? The one, which one did you take?
I'm gonna take this one now.
Oh, I thought you took that one there.
Okay, we're gonna enter here, guys. Okay, so we didn't get the confirmation, so obviously let's move this. Entry, stop loss below this candle, and we're going to target a 3 to 1. Okay, that's a 3 to 1, guys. Okay, wait for an entry at this level. and then go in. Okay. What's wrong? Got some light on me, yo. I also couldn't enter because of the. Why do we have a 30-second delay? Okay, let's see. Let's get entry. The trade could leave without us, guys. It's not guaranteed that this. Are you serious?
What the hell? Did you see?
That's insane.
That's insane, my G.
So that would have been an entry. There was no confirmation though, but I feel like the confirmation was. I mean, you could just bluntly take it at that fair value gap. This trade looks like it's just gonna leave us. Sorry. But let's see. I'm in from the level you drew out. Look, that was the entry. Deep blues, love it.
Oh my god. They thought the angels were coming down on you.
Hmm?
They thought the angels were coming down on you. See, like this. Ah, look there. You see what the chat is saying? Look.
Oh. Yeah, so I want to see. Look, you can take your confirmation at this level here, right? Yeah. The trade could leave without us. It's already. If you got in over here, the trade's done. Like y'all got a crazy run. So like yeah, so if you were entering over here and your stop was below this level, pretty much going for a 3-1 now. 11K, nice one. Yeah. Second entry would be here, which with confirmation, guys. So let's get our second entry, which is going to be right here. And we'll target another, 3-2-1. There we go. Delay is quite bad. I don't know, guys. Obviously looking for a retest into this level. And then a push right back up. Or the trade can go without us again. You know? But let's see. Delay is quite bad. Why is there a delay?
Delay is normal. Natural. I don't know why. Ask security.
why, if there's confirmation, remember that this low is protected the minute this candle breaks out of it. So why not put your stop at the low? Understand? Price won't take that level, regardless. These days, where is the chewing gum? Hey, I took a break. Yeah, no, it looks like it's gone, guys. But for those who did take the trade at the first position, congratulations. Definitely got yourself a 3-2-1 there. For those who didn't get in, yeah, no. So, look, it's very possible that price could still come to this level. Okay. So if price breaks, you must remember that. So understand if price does this, then get out of your trade because price is coming for this low. No, it won't take the low of the confirmation candle unless price breaks the candle that put in the high from the confirmation candle. See that? If that takes place, price will take this low. Okay? Price will take this low, so that's why they play very safely here. Okay? So again, yeah, so let's see. No Shisanyama today. No Shisanyama. We ate solo.
I'm waiting for my virtuals, and my virtual said it was completed and it's not done. Oh my god. It's so weird.
Is it?
Yeah, I understand that.
You withdraw.
Yeah. It was completed, like with my finance, but it's never received. And I'm just investigating it with also.
Yeah, but when you must remember that.
No, okay, I do express like mine.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is that when you do a withdrawal, right? Even though they say
It's
that
done,
it's
but there's
done.
other people doing it as well.
So it doesn't necessarily mean, it means that it's done, you're going to get your money. Yeah, 100%. But when you're going to get your money is the question. I understand. This thing's not coming. This thing doesn't look like it wants to come down, guys. That entry was the perfect one, I think. That was it. The very first one I gave you guys, that was it. It's not going to come down. Had they at least violated this low, it's the minute they break above this low, it's protected. So they won't come to this level, which means that they won't come to this level, which means they won't come to this level. So, yeah. See, unless something like that takes place where there's a violation because they can't take the high, right? But remember now, they've got an advantage at this level when they open up to take the high. So you need to understand that there's always ways and means to understanding this, right? So we've put in a high, we've put in a low, right? If I can't take the high, this low is not protected. Okay? So this low is not protected, right? Until I'm able to violate this candle going down. See, this low was protected the minute this candle violated. Okay? Up 363 USD. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate it, guys. Enjoy it, man. Okay, so Now that we have this candle over here, right, we just need a violation of this level here. See, if price can violate that level, then they're most likely to come and violate this low. Let's see what happens though. They're not looking to violate anything, guys. See if this candlestick can close. Okay. Okay, so the next candlestick opens up over here, you see? Now, remember this candlestick put in the low, right? So let's see what happened. Because we couldn't take the high, we take the low, right? So that's pretty obvious that price would come sweep that low. Like I said, guys, okay. Take that low. Now this low is no longer protected either. And here we're coming into our entry. There we go. Now remember, there's always confirmation, right? You could blindly take this, right? You could blindly take this, right? And you could blindly take this trade and get yourself a So you see, we did. See, this is why you wait for confirmation. You see, you always wait for confirmation, because if this low is not protected anymore, understand, this low is not protected anymore. And why is this low not protected anymore? Because, well, we didn't take the high. So there weren't enough buyers to push price higher. So the sellers are taking advantage to take out the low. And once they get a position, remember that this low is protected, so they can't do anything. So they can't come lower than this level. So you're guaranteed a understanding of holding at this level, right? So we want to see, right? What we want to see is, so because they failed to take this high, they will come take this low, right? Because this low put in this high. Okay. So unless you get something like that where there's confirmation now, right? There's confirmation that they want to go higher. So this is the confirmation that you're waiting for. Okay, yes, a valid buy but something's stopping it from going higher, right? So if I'm going to take this buy, I'm going to take an entry at this level. So let's see what happens. $496 biggest profit shit in Forex, or biggest profit yet in Forex type shit. Thank you, Marco. Nice one, man. Nice one. I mean, $500, not bad at all. Not bad at all. I want to see. See, they won't even violate this low now. They're not even gonna see, because. So. Oh, wow. This thing needs so much discipline and concentration. So, see, they put in a high that's higher than this. So what does that tell you? That the low over here is now protected. See? So this low, right? This low, put in this high, right? So why is it bullish and bearish sometimes? What do you mean? See, I was very worried about this fair value gap pushing price lower. So we had a protected low. It's not protected anymore. See? So think about it like this, guys. Think about it like this. I'm buying at this level, right? I'm buying at this level, but if I don't have enough momentum, right, to go higher, I'm going to look for a better entry if I can. So if price comes down to this level, right, they're just going to sweep it, right? And then I'm going to look for a better entry. You get me? There's always something stopping price. Always. Always, always, always. So if you look over here, this massive order block is stopping price. That's why this low is protected and price won't come to this level. Because this low that was able to do what? Put in this high now. Understand this. Price put in this high that failed to put in a high that was higher than this high. So this low is protected, however, though this low is not protected, right? And just because a low is not protected, it doesn't mean price won't come there or price won't violate it. No. Price may not violate it, right? But on a smaller scale, right, if a low is protected, right, then they need to violate that low before coming for this low. Make sense? I feel like this is why you really need to understand structure, especially advanced structure. You need to really understand what's taking place, right? So the confirmation was over here. The entry was gone, right? So this was your confirmation for this trade, right? Right? So you can see how price came back into the body of this candle, right? So you can see how price came back into the body of this candle, right? So remember now that this candle, right, puts in a high. but it can't put in a high that's higher than this high. Which means that the low will get violated. So once again, this candle can't take out the high that the previous low created, which means that it's just a reason to do what? Violate. Okay. So all you're doing is you're getting better and better and better entries until you finally violate this low. And now because you know you can't take out this low, we're going to get involved once again back at this level. Okay. Who's with me? Like, am I making sense? Am I making sense here? So this low is not protected. The only protected low is this one over here. Yeah. So that's the only low that is protected. Okay. And obviously these lows are all protected. So that's why price used these levels to push up. Because these levels continue to show that they were protected. Okay, so this low put in a high. So when this level broke this level, it became protected, right? Then this low put in this high, which meant that this low was what? Protected, right? And then price put in this, right? From this low, price put in a new high, right? But because this high because they failed to put a high that was higher than this high, you see this low, it got violated. However, though, this low got protected because it was able to break structure. See, this low wasn't able to break structure, and that's why price came down and liquidated it, because price had to put in a new low in order to put in a new high to take out this high. Make sense? Can you see how this all makes, can you see how easy this really is? See, this is really easy, and you can trade just like this, right? It's not difficult, right? So let's get rid of all of this quickly, and I'll just show it to you one last time, yeah? So we have a high over here, right? And that high, right? That high did what? It came from this complete leg, which was the low. Okay? It was a low, right? Now, this low gets protected. Okay, this low gets protected, right? This low gets protected. Why? Because it's able to break structure. Okay, this low gets protected, and that's why price doesn't come to this level, because this low, no trade so far was the one on gold. There was one on gold. It took off though, it's gone. You either got it or you didn't get it. So this low, right? That low does what? It breaks structure, you see. The minute we break structure, the low is protected. Okay? The minute we break structure, even something as small as this, the low is protected. Okay? And if this low is protected, right, then this low is protected, because we've got to take out this low before even coming for this low. Even though this low didn't do anything, right? This low broke structure, which means that this low is protected, right? Had this low failed, right, then both of these lows would have been violated, right? So we get a break of structure right over there. Okay. Now, if you look, right, this low is what started the move. So this low over here started the move, right? And it pushed up, right? Now, if you look carefully, right, this is just how the markets work. And once you can get this right, it really helps you. So you see here, so look very carefully over here, right? Price put in a high, from a low to a high, from a low to a high. But because this low wasn't able to push price higher, showing volatility, they did what? They violated that low in order to put in a new low, in order to put in a high that does what? Takes out this previous high. Every low that breaks structure is protected. Right, so if you look at something like this, the trade that I'm in, right? So the trade that I'm in on a daily time frame, you can see over there, the one that I took yesterday, right? I'll show you the entry on that. I entered at a level where a low was protected. See over there? We break structure, and only when we break structure to the upside do I enter, because I know that that low is then protected. All right. So if you look carefully over there, right? You can see it for yourself right there. There's a break to the upside, right? There's a break to the upside, and then there's a buy. Now, because that low is protected, I took a trade over there, right? And the trade played out perfectly, because obviously this is what we have now. So price can't come below that low, because that low is now protected. So if price comes in, it's going to come into that fair value gap. So my trade is still, no. So the previous one was the 3-bar trade, but this is the one that I took yesterday with you guys, and I just held. So as you can see, if price does come down, it's going to come into that fair value gap. It's not going to come lower, because it can't come lower, because that low is protected. Why? Because that low violated a high. You with me? So yeah. So once you start to understand this, right, this really makes trading a whole lot easier. So you see, so this low breaks structure, right? But because this low failed, price needs to put in a new low, even though we broke structure over here, right? So even though we broke structure over here, right? Always look at things like this, guys, okay? So even though we broke structure over here, right? We need to understand, right? So even though we broke structure over here, right, you need to understand that even though this low violated this high, right, see this low failed that high. So because price failed that high, the low that created this high would be violated, right? The low that created this high would be violated. Now, this low that was protected, right, is then violated because of the fact that something was doing what? Going to be doing pushing price higher. Okay? Something was going to what? Be pushing price higher. See, this level here pushed price higher. Until it was what? Violated. See, when that fair value gap got violated, right? What happened? Price came, manipulated back into this fair value gap, and then pushed on higher, right? But why didn't price come lower? Right? Why didn't price come lower? Because had price come lower, then this low that actually violated this high would have been violated, which doesn't make sense. Okay? Doesn't make sense. So okay? So always understand what's happening, right? Now, back to a candlestick chart. Just a simple, basic candlestick, right? So I'll show you guys something, right? So what happened over here? We got in on this trade, okay? Now look what happens, right? This low is protected, okay? That low is protected, right? So price comes in, right? And because this low, right, is able to create the leg that took out this high, this low is 100% protected and price won't come back to that level, right? Well, not anytime soon. Now, what did this low do? Well, this low broke structure to the upside, so this low is what? Protected. Okay. What did this low do? This low decided to break structure to the upside, but go for a run on this high. Now, because you failed this high, the low that failed this high gets violated. And this low now gets what? Protected. Why? Because it's the one that actually violates the high that the previous high was unable to violate. Okay. So now what do we have? We have a protected low, right? Now, price fails this high, right? So this is not a protected low, which means that everything here is not protected either. Which means that if price does go higher, right? If price does go higher and this low becomes protected, it means that then this low automatically becomes protected. Make sense? And this is just based off structure, guys. I'm not doing anything more. I'm just using structure. All right. It's really as easy as that. Just repeat the last thing you mentioned. So look here, right? So this low is not protected. And since this low wants to try tackle this high, if they fail this high, it means that these lows are not protected. And if these lows are not protected and this low in the beginning was already not protected, it means price is going to do what? Come and violate everything. But we can't violate this low because this low is what? Protected. So because this low is protected, we can only come lower, but not lower than this low. And once again, all we're doing is coming back into what? This order block that is continuing to hold price to do what? Finally take charge and take the high. Which means that then this low is protected. These were violated, so these don't even count as lows. And the new low that is higher than the previous low, because the previous low is protected, this low is protected, meaning that price can only do one of two things, and that's either continue going higher and you have a structure class tonight, right, Marco? Yes, I do. Okay, so look at what price does. Price finally violates. Look at that, look at that, look at that. What does price do? It violates that high. Right there. Price does what? Violate that high, which means all of this is protected. All of this is protected, even though this was not protected. Listen carefully. Even though this was not protected, you see, the minute they broke out of this level, clearing out these highs, the low that put in this high, right? Think about it like this. This is now one leg. Okay? All of these lows are protected. These are all protected. Okay? How do we tell when a low can no longer be protected? You see, when they violate one low. So the minute they take out this candlestick's low, this is still protected. Why? Because this violated the high. If I held those damn profits, I could have bought an engagement ring. Damn. They're most likely to take Asia sessions high, so let's do this. Indicator. Let's just put in sessions. Sessions, there we go. So there's Asia's high. So that could definitely be your level where you want to take profit. Yeah. Yeah, so there we go, guys. Simple understanding. You don't need to confuse yourself. I feel like a lot of people confuse themselves. A lot of people just go with everything they hear on YouTube and nobody really back tests it. You see these guys doing it, right? They're doing it, but nobody's doing it live. You understand? Nobody's doing what I'm doing right now. You know, I'm on a live stream. I'm directing price like I'm running a market. You understand? It's like I run the market. You get me? I'm able to direct price. You understand? And tell you that, listen, they won't take this level or take this level or take this level. You understand? And the reason for that is because a lot of the stuff on YouTube doesn't work. You understand? They can show it, but they can't do what they show. Nobody can take a live trade with you. You understand? Nobody can. These guys will just show you that, oh, okay, look, on a replay tool this worked out, but let's see you do it. Let's see you cook it up in front of our eyes. Let's see it live. Let's see it in a live market, because I'm trading a live market. I'm not trading a replayed market. I'm trading a live market, so I need to see this working in a live market. And that's why I always take it upon myself to show you this in a live market. I don't as much as I show you in a replay tool, right? That's just replaying price to show you how maybe price has been aligned, if I'm reading the tape, and how to read the tape correctly. But I'm able to do this because I understand the simplest things. You understand? You see, because I understand the simplest things, this becomes so simple to me. You understand? So obviously, I mean, if we go to a 4-hour time frame, you can just clearly see, like I said, we swept. We swept that 4-hour candle. Understand? So again, we need to understand what is happening here. So I'm just going to go over this, right? So this is where I knew that price was going to what? Manipulate. And I told you that in the beginning of the session, right? Because you see, when price put in this high, right, the next candle wasn't able to take out the high for a manipulation, right? So we would then manipulate the low, right? The low from where price started to put in the high. Okay, so we would manipulate the low, and then it would be a distribution phase. So think about it like this. Think about it like this. There's a consolidation. A manipulation of that consolidation. And then obviously our distribution phase. Okay. See, even though it's not a consolidation, right? There's a manipulation taking place. So we manipulated a range, right? So the minute price was unable to validate this by putting in a new high, right? We obviously knew price would come in and do what? Violate the low. Because remember now, right? If you look carefully, this is what's happening here. Okay, this is what's happening here. This was the 8 o'clock candle. This was the opening candle, right? So Asia puts in a high. They then put in a low, right? That was not okay. So that was Asia's low. Okay, so Asia puts in a high and then puts in a low. Okay, so this is the high and the low in which what? Asia put in. This was New York's low. Violate New York's low, so Asia can put in a new low. So that if Asia puts in a new low, New York can put in a what? A new high. Okay, now look at this, right? We're unable to, okay, so we were able to violate that, right? We were able to violate that. Now there's a rejection taking place. The question is, why is there a rejection taking place? So you always want to look at that and you want to be like, okay, fine. So what do we have over here? We have an order block. Okay, we've got a 30-minute order block that price is rejecting off of. Okay. Now, this low is not protected. Right? This low is not protected. Or is it? Is it protected or is it not protected? Protected? Let's see the answers. Protected? Yes, no? It is protected. See? It took out the high. Just it did take the high, guys. It's protected. So, right? If you look over here, this was a high. Because price went up, down, right? But because, unless it was trying to gun for this high, then we have a fail of a high. Okay? Now, always understand, right, that the low that pushes price up, that can't take out the high, right, is obviously manipulated. But we don't have to break, we just need to make a new high. Okay, I think a lot of people get confused. You don't have to break. It doesn't have to break. It can wick. But if it wicks higher than the previous high, that's a new high. Regardless, price went higher than the previous price in regards to creating a high, right? So structure shows us that this is a low, and a high to a low, 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 a high. Okay.
Right, not better.
So, yeah.
Oh.
However, though, regardless, they obviously want to come for
Yeah,
this
that makes sense.
level over here. So again, we can look at something like this.
Once for me it's Sunday 11.
You understand? There's
11.
a
What is maybe my bank blocking me?
consolidation
Yeah.
versus a manipulation,
Okay, perfect. Because yeah, thank you. Because
and
it
then
makes sense to me, right? Because like
a what?
maybe my bank is blocking the withdrawal.
A distribution.
Because I've been spending too much, bro. And
All right.
you know what I mean? I don't know. SARS called me the other day. Okay.
So
Alright, I hope so. But okay, I was stressing it, bro. Alright, sure. I appreciate you. Alright, cheers, my G. Bye.
and you can play around with candles, guys. You can play around with just candles. It's not that difficult, right? I can take a trade off of just one candle. All right. So let's say I was taking a trade off of this candle, right? So that's the high, and this is the low. What am I going to target? Let's say I was going to target the next candle's low, right? I'm just going to make an example. Okay. I can trade that setup right over here. So you can see, right, that price is coming into this level, right? Now, what am I getting over here? I'm getting a fair value gap, right? If I can break below this level, then I can target this low. So watch this. Just watch it play out, right? So what do I need? I need price to violate this low. So here's the 1 minute time frame, and we are, there we go. Okay. So something like that, and then I can take a trade wherever I want to take a trade, right? It works on everything. This is just the way the market works in general, guys. Okay, it's really just the way the market works in general. Now, where you want to take a trade, right, is at another section of sellers. So if you continue to look at price always comes back into previous sellers territory. Okay? Previous sellers territory. So that is a confirmation that this low is going to get taken. Right? However though, there's two sides to this. This was a confirmation that price was coming into seller's territory just to go higher. No. So let me explain something to you. This was a continuation to go higher. Okay, that was a continuation to go higher. Okay, now what is price running for? Well, price is running for Asia's high. So there's confirmation that price wants to go and do what? Take Asia's high. Right? So if price is going to take Asia's high, then once price takes this high, we want to see the sellers coming back into this level because it's a continuation. Are you with me? It's a continuation for price to do what? Come back in and take off. Okay, wait, 6 o'clock. Yo, we need to leave, no? Are you hungry?
Yeah.
What do you want to eat
I
there?
just ate steak, that's why. And
Oh.
I just ate the burger.
Wait,
You saw me now. I had the burger and chips.
so you're not hungry?
No, it's just yum.
Yo, you're in your shit and yum. Oh.
Oh, what do you want to do? Solo? Let's see.
Yeah, let's do solo. No?
Who's there?
I don't know.
Is there always there?
Probably.
Think so.
They're always there.
Really?
Anyway, did you guys enjoy that? Did you guys enjoy your free signal? Let me ask you guys a question. What do you think is stronger, an order block or a fair value gap? Last question, guys. An order block. So the truth of the matter is that majority of order blocks sit within fair value gaps. That's facts, right? So I'll demonstrate for you here. So here we had an order block. As much as price is tapping into the order block, right? As much as time is tapping into the order block, it's also tapping into a fair value gap. Right? So what does this mean? This means that this low is what? Protected. Okay. Now, when can we use two? Let me ask you some questions here, man. When can we use when can we use two candles as an order block? How are we able to use two candlesticks as an order block? Something like this. When is something like this valid? So you see, price came into this fair value gap, right? Now, look at what price is doing. Can you see how price is going for that level? So, okay, let me ask you guys another question. Why is price violating all of these fair value gaps? Why? See, remember, price won't come to this level. It's protected. So the only time you can take a trade is here. It's the only place you can take a trade. Because this low, right, created the high that took out this high. This low is the one that created the complete leg that took out this high. So these lows are protected. So price can only go from this level and higher. Correct. There's buy side liquidity sitting above this level that is pushing price higher. So all of the fair value gaps and all of the order blocks don't matter. They want money, right? They want money. Okay. So they don't care, right? They don't care about fair value gaps and order blocks. They are going to go and sweep liquidity. This is what matters to them. This is the only thing that's going to stop fair value gaps from working and stop order blocks from working. None of it is even considered when they're running for liquidity. None of it. Okay, so they violated that fair value gap, and this low is protected. So the only place they can go higher from is this level. Everybody with me? And if guys, if I can do this on a 1 minute, I can do it on a 5 minute. If I'm a 5 minute, I can do it on a 15 minutes. See, as long as it continues to showcase, then this is how it's going to work. Are you with me? Guys, after this, you should be able to trade. Like, I've got, if you can just understand, this is so simple. Oh, there was massive buying opportunity. You just didn't know where to buy. The people who saw my entry for the very first time, asked them, there was very much buying opportunity. A lot. So now, when does this low get violated? When they can violate the body of this low. See, when they can violate this low, then price would come lower. And then this low, oh, there we go. Take profit. I mean, not take profit, but there we go. They've taken liquidity. And look at that. There we go. Done. Okay. Simple as that, guys. Where did we enter? Let's see where we entered. Let's see how big of a trade we could have taken over here. So we came in at that 1630 candlestick. This was our order block. This was our entry. So let's take that to where price is now. Let's see what kind of risk reward we had over here. So $27-1. Let's say 25. What is my count on now? Overall 4 million. But the trade from yesterday, 222. And that's it, man. Simple as that. If you continue to hold, we've got a 27-1. Yeah. That was your gold trade, guys. 27-1. I've been on this since the first order block entry at 13:15 because of the teachings. You are an amazing teacher. I try not to wait for Marco's signals because I can catch entries earlier than when he gives them. 100%. If you, I mean, they look, your first entry was over here. Your very, very first entry was on the main order block. And this was your main order block. That was your main order block. So the entry in over here, that was it. From there, price was gone. Right? So if you were going to take an entry, right, then the very, very first order block was over here. So always go to a 50-minute time frame and look for your main order block. So you'll find your main order block on a 50-minute time frame. So, right? So let's look at your main order block is sitting at this low. So remember, price went up, and the minute price broke this level, right? The minute price broke this level, the very first order block at that level that would have been an entry. So would have refined that to the order block over there. And this would have been your very first entry into this trade. I would have been holding this till now. So this is where I would have entered. Okay, because you see the continuation took place. Okay, the continuation took place, so we didn't have to worry about that. See, this was the continuation. So price broke above this level. Now remember, price won't come back into this level because they've broken out of this level. So you want to buy above this level, right? The best place to have bought would have been when we had that manipulation that took place right over here. Because after that manipulation, we can only do one thing, and that is expand. So anyway, guys, yeah, man, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, you know. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I've got the scalping strategy today. Died so shit, yeah, man. I've got the scalping strategy at 8. I've got the advanced structure class at 7. Whew, hectic day. If you want to learn more of this, guys, hit me up on the Instagram, man. Hit me up on the Instagram. Yeah. Let me type. Hit me up on the Instagram. Hit me up on the Instagram. Does everybody have my Instagram? Sorry, guys. Does everybody have my Instagram? Y'all should have it. When is the scalping strategy class? Tonight. Tonight at 8. I think I've got 2 spaces left. Let me just check. Two classes. I mean, not 2 classes. Two seats. 2 seats for tonight. It's not Mark the Entrepreneur, no. It's theentrepreneur.sa. Theentrepreneur.sa. The.entrepreneur.sa. And there we go. There is price. Boom. So obviously it was a really simple understanding. This is it right here. Indicator. Search. Sessions. There we go. And that was that. Took Asia's high. Took Asia's high, took London's high, took Asia's low. London took Asia's low. So, ja, man, ja. So obviously, yeah, no, price is going to hit 5,000 and still continue. No, they're not slowing down any. Can you explain why sometimes you use 2 candlesticks for an order block? So you can even use 4 candlesticks as an order block. You must remember, as long as you've got consecutive candles going down, a continuation of consecutive candles, being black, blue, blue going up, black being going down, or whatever the case is, then you can use them. So I'll make an example, right? This is an order block, right? So this whole thing, let me just take this off. So this whole thing, see? All these candles coming down, that is an order block. Okay? All of these candles coming down, that is an order block. Okay? Now, an order block on a much higher time frame. Can you see? Right? So all of this is an order block, right? On a 4-hour time frame, one big order block that was just created now. So on a 50-minute time frame, a bunch of order blocks.
How are you still streaming? Huh?
I'm gonna go off now. I'm just showing them something. Did you just fart?
No, I was just farted as I walked in. You farted?
No, I didn't.
I just walked in, bro. What are you talking about?
I don't know. You scare me. So that's an order block, guys. That's an order block, which price takes off on. And again, so candles going down only is an order block. So if you look over here, that's an order block. And as you can see, price coming back in to tackle. So had you used this, you would have missed the move. So there you would have missed the move, but had you used that, you would have caught the move. Okay? Yeah, pretty much that. So as long as there's candles coming down, the whole thing becomes an order block, because on the high time frame, it is an order block. All right, guys, anyway, I need to get out of this place. I hope y'all gain some knowledge. And yeah, you're always going to have to analyze. You're always going to have to understand that price, could do anything. But if you understand structure, if you understand order blocks, if you understand all of these levels, see right now that's an order block. Like this automatically is protected. You see, so this low, think about it like this. This low took out this high. And as long as this candle closes above this level for the day, guess what? This is an order block, which means that there's an order block within an order block that you're going to start taking trades on from next week. Okay? There's an order block within an order block. And price can't take this level. So it's going to come in somewhere over here. Okay? And this is where we use like the scalping strategy. This really gives you an edge when there's a lot of mess going on over here, and we use the scalping strategy technique that I have. It helps you align yourself with such a mess where you can't even, differentiate where price is going to come to. The scalping strategy helps you here. So yeah, man. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all. Can we hold to the upside? Sure, by all means. Anyway, I'm out. Thank you guys for all showing up. And yeah, let me see the trade. Let me see this trade. Where we at? 256,000. I'll probably put out at 300,000. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. I'm out. Peace out.